Welcome back to the Final Pop. My name is Albin Ramirez.
And I'm Juan Jimenez, and this is our mini podcast segment before the pop where we give you our initial thoughts on a movie. And tonight's movie is
Hurry
Up
Tomorrow.
And as you guys heard, we do have a third person with us. It is our German ambassador, Fatima Jimenez.
Hi.
Joining us from Germany, obviously. She saw the movie, I think, like 5 hours before we did, right? Oh no, 8 hours before.
A few hours. So since Fatima saw the movie first, I want her to give her opinion first.
Oh.
Wait. No, can we talk about expectations? Because I feel like we all had expectations leading up to this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially you, because you are the biggest fans out of all
Wait,
three of us.
who?
You. Juan, you.
I feel like, yeah, I am. I'm not ashamed of it. Let's start with Fatima.
Okay.
What were your expectations for this movie?
Honestly, I was just giving it all. Whatever happens, happens. I had no expectations.
Okay.
Zero expectations. But I had because obviously I never seen any of like his shows, like The Idol. Never seen it before. So I had zero idea of how his acting is or, what it is going to be about.
And look, my expectations were the contrary of you because me and Albin did see The Idol.
Yep.
And it was
a tough watch.
We didn't know. It was a tough watch. It really was. And I remember just like hearing like, oh, the Weeknd is acting again. I'm like, oh no, like not like the Weeknd is acting, and we saw the Weeknd acting in The Idol, and he's a nice dude. I don't think he can play like a jackass,
right?
But he tries to play a jackass though, and it just doesn't come off well. But that's because he's very nice. I mean, I think he has talent for the acting part. I don't think he's been given the role, to play a good actor.
That's true. I do have to admit, his acting is a little off sometimes. Like, I can kind of see it. Like, he does shine here and there, like in the like, I guess, tougher moments, when he's like crying and yelling. But normally, especially when he becomes an asshole or like a rude person, it just doesn't fit him. I don't know why. Like, it just doesn't work.
Yeah. Especially when there's a scene where he says like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. And I knew it. I knew that scene was going to be a meme.
I'm like, oh no, like, because everybody's saying he sounds a little fruity.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh my god.
But okay, so did you say your expectations, Alvin?
I did not. Let me say them real quick. So my expectations for Hurry Up Tomorrow, man, it was interesting because I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of The Weeknd. I love his music. I love a lot of the songs, and I can hear him just fine. But I'm not into his lore. I'm not into his whole like story. But my expectations were kind of like Fatima. Whatever happens. I'm there for it. I was there for it, and I was excited. I was interested about it. It being about the album and his situation with his voice and. Yeah, I was just like, all right, let's just go into it. Let's see what it feels like. And I don't know. I want to say my opinion about the movie. It's not great. It's not a great movie. It's not fantastic. It's not 10 out of 10. It's not. And I think that's fair to say. I think for Abel and, this is being about his second time acting. Yeah. I don't necessarily feel like, he had the time to get better or get good. Story-wise, how it's written, how it's paced, I think it's decent. But just Abel himself, just him being the main character, he's just such a new actor, new guy. And, trying to act this role, I feel like for him is very difficult, So,
yeah.
But what do you think? Do you think he did good as an actor, or do you think he still needs some time?
Oh, man. Look, I think he's new to the scene.
Yeah.
I think we've seen it with Lady Gaga too.
Yeah.
Where we're just so used to seeing them in a artist form that it's so weird to see them acting. Yeah. Especially Abel, because he doesn't do interviews. He's not on TV as much. Like all we see him is we hear music from him and that's it. There was even a time where like people were like, "Oh my gosh, did you see that video where Abel is talking?" That's how much people haven't even heard his voice. Nobody knows the Weeknd's voice, and it is a bit high pitch. And I feel like that high pitch
throws people off.
Yeah, it throws people off. It ruins people's expectations on how he should sound like.
Right.
And because he's already an artist, right? So he should sound like a movie star or a superstar. but it's not the case.
Yeah.
And I feel like that throw off that people have does affect the way people view him on the big screen.
Right.
I actually thought it wasn't that shabby.
Really?
Yeah. Like, yes, there were some scenes where it's like, oh my God, cringe.
Okay.
But then, because I have like a sensitive area for guys crying, I've felt the emotions in his tears and like his anger. And I feel like the music also did like an amazing build up as well with like the emotions.
Right.
Which helped a lot. I felt like his acting. But yeah, like you said, Juan, like when he's trying to be like a bitch or like just like a bad guy, like a very bad guy, it's just no. Like I was about to say it in Spanish, like no le queda, like it doesn't fit him at all. Cuz he's such a sweet, bubbly guy.
Right.
And anything that he says or that he screams, it doesn't go with him.
Yeah.
All right, then. All right. I know that there's other characters in this movie. Jenna Ortega is one of them. And we also got the other guy. Let me pull up his name real quick. His name is Barry Keoghan. Barry Keoghan. So yeah, those two characters are basically the main two in this movie. I think Jenna Ortega, she did okay. She did all right, I guess. She's just, I don't know. She's a pretty face with decent acting skills. And I think they just casted her because of that. She's been in a lot of big movies, big things. And I don't know. It does feel like she's in too many things that, you know, it doesn't make it feel fresh for me, at least. So I don't know. Maybe the casting for her could have been someone else. But for now, this is what we got, and I don't know. What do you guys think of her?
I differ from that because I feel like she was a good role because they were going more for a horror feel for this movie. Just based on the genre, I personally think it was a right pick. She's been in Scream. Right. She's been in a few horror movies, and I feel like it does fit her. Maybe I feel like for her, this role was really small for her. On the contrary, like. I actually feel like this is, it does feel like an indie film in a way. Okay. And Jenna Ortega's like really up there. Yeah. I don't want to say the greatest actor, but she's pretty good so far. She's had big roles, and I think she's in the cusp of becoming like an A-list celebrity. For sure. And I think she did all right. Okay. Nothing too. She was all right. She was okay. But I think this role did fit her for those scenes that of like what is she thinking of? What is she gonna do to Abel next or whatever? She has that mysterious face. For sure, yeah. Fatima?
Yeah, I think I have to agree with you because I think she's a great actress. I think what the producers were trying to go for was like the crazy eyes because I think she does have crazy eyes. What people know her by is like those very Tim Burton eyes. So it's like a perfect choice of an actress to do that role. But I feel like the role was a bit too like again indie or like very small. Yeah, I personally think she was a really, really good choice for this role, even though it was a bit small for her. Yeah, but it was great. Her acting was maybe not her best, but I think because it was more like I never see her dancing that way. Right. Obviously, maybe like everyone was talking about her like on her as like Wednesday Addams. Obviously, she did like a bit of dancing, but that's like much more different. More stiff. This one was she's like bouncing around the room, right? Which was completely off of her character. I feel like as a real person. But I mean, I don't know. Yeah. But I think it was great.
I do want to bring up this is for the next subject, by the way. And that is, what did you guys think of the movie in general? Like the concept of the movie, because a lot of people, and I've been seeing this a lot on TikTok, and on social media, where people aren't getting the sense of what this movie was, but fans do. Yeah, fans are like giving it 100%. It was pure art, whatever. And slowly, I mean, we went to the pre-event, we went to the fan event, I think we're having that like Super Bowl moment with Kendrick Lamar where the people, the white people that didn't get what rap was and what he was trying to say or was trying to convey, like, or like, oh, what kind of, like, what did we just watch? What was it? But later on, as soon as people on the fan base area start to like say, oh yeah, this is what it actually means, and they try to explain this and that, I feel like people are just like, little light bulbs are starting to kind of like turn on and like, oh, so that's what it means. And that's what The Weeknd was trying to do, or this is what Jenna Ortega was trying to portray or whatever. Did any of you guys been seeing that?
Well, here's the thing with what you're saying, Juan. I do agree. I think it's very cool that The Weeknd used this story about his voice going bad, something very traumatic and very terrible for his life and what happened to him, in Los Angeles, and for him taking a very bad negative thing in his life and switching it up and turning it into a movie, and then having creative writing around it, adding characters to it, and adding some sort of life to it. I think what the fans got from this is basically just a lore-driven, you have to be a fan type movie. And a huevo, you have to like The Weeknd. And if you don't, and if you kind of just, you've heard like maybe one or two songs, this movie's not going to be for you. And it's plain and simple, you go to a candy store and you dislike chocolate, you're not going to like chocolate, so why go there? So if you're going to go to the movies to see a Weeknd movie and you don't know nothing about it, chances are you're not going to like it. Simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
I
the
think
people that get it. The people that don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally.
Yeah, I feel like there's people out there that like to like decode these psychological thrillers because you see something in the surface, right? But like underneath, there's like well thought written stuff for this movie. And maybe in a bit we'll touch on the subject on what we saw as an audience, what we saw being portrayed in this movie. Right. Because again, me and Albin were talking about last time that Jenna Ortega is not a real entity.
That's right. That's right. Yes. Let me touch up on that because I think that was my theory.
Yeah.
No, was it yours?
It was both of ours because you made a good reference because you said that the only person that popped up in Abel's phone when it was erased was his mother's.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
And that same thing about Jenna Ortega not having her dad. Same with Abel.
Yeah.
It kind of made me connect these dots, or I guess it helped us connect these dots, and in saying that Jenna Ortega is portraying a version of The Weeknd.
Did you find anything like that, Fatima?
No, whatever you guys are saying, I exactly thought the same.
Yeah.
Thing. Literally.
Okay, cool. We're not crazy.
No, you guys are not crazy. I also thought the same thing.
Yeah, dude.
Like I had like 3 versions of it. The first one is exactly what you guys said. Second one was the good and the bad. Like the little devil on the shoulder, the good angel on the shoulder. Right. Jenna Ortega for me was kind of like the good angel, and the bad angel was the what's his name again?
Lee. Yeah.
Yeah. And the other one was I don't know, just this crazy psycho girl that was like super obsessed with him.
I was telling Albin that I was holding something for the podcast.
Ooh, there you go. Yes.
The way The Weeknd was tied up in the bed. Okay?
Like Jesus Christ.
Sure. Jesus Christ. That's another thing. But since I'm a Weeknd fan, I was looking at a lot of his interviews and he kept saying sleep paralysis. And the way he was like kind of tied down to the bed, in a sense, he was having his sleep paralysis right there. Yeah. And Jenna Ortega was on top of him. Several times. Yeah. So I think that was his sleep paralysis in a way where you can't move, right? You're in the bed, you can't move, and you're seeing like a demon. And at times that demon is on top of your chest. And we do see a demon when he's taking like a bath. We also see him through that sleep paralysis where that black shadow just goes towards him. So sleep paralysis is shown in the movie, just not in the way that we thought it could be portrayed.
And that's something about the movie that I was like kind of confused because in the trailers it just shows, he's in a tub, he's getting filled with water. And throughout the movie, that scene never pops up. It does show up here and there, like little glimpses, but it's not a full scene, you know. And that's the only thing that I'm like, I kind of did want to see that. I kind of did want to know where that led to, but we got something different. We got him burning up, I guess, or almost getting burned. So yeah, it's definitely a difference when it comes to what we expected to what we got.
Wait, hold up. So, what do you mean you only guys got a glimpse of the bathtub scene?
We didn't get a bathtub scene in our movie.
What? I did.
We did though.
But it was such a short one. Like, yeah, he was there and the water came up and the shadow kind of got toward him, but it was just that. Like, it was not even a minute long. Like, it was just so short. I felt I don't know.
But there was a bathtub scene.
But there was a bathtub
scene. I guess. But for it being marketed as this big part of the movie, and it was only shown a little bit, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, because I think that's the part where they show the anxiety part of him, where he can't breathe, where he feels like it's underwater and he can't move.
Right.
And then he sees a shadow.
Gets closer, it gets closer.
Exactly.
Okay, sorry.
And it's I don't know. I mean, can we go back to Jenna Ortega and Lee? By the way, Jenna Ortega's character, I heard one thing about Anima, and that we kind of brought it up, that she's portraying Abel's side, right? Mm-hmm. So a lot of people are searching up what Anima means in Ethiopian, and it means it's translated to a soul, a spirit, or inner self. That's what it means in Ethiopian. That's what it means, Anima. And Lee, in a sense, I feel like represents like the industry where it's just full of drugs, because and he was the bad. I'm going back to Fatima's references where he is the bad, angel in the shoulder, because it was Lee that was giving him drugs. It was him that was like telling him, like, you have to sing, you have to go sing. And obviously Abel couldn't sing, but ahí andaba. When Anima killed him, that's kind of Abel's self trying to like get rid of
the drugs,
trying to get rid of that that self-destructive that self-destructive
well, here's the thing.
Person.
Here's another thing about that, and it's interesting you brought that up, because if Lee is the version of the negative, the drugs, wouldn't Jenna Ortega also kind of be like something that The Weeknd is trying to get rid of as well? Or is Jenna Ortega just basically like the demon as a representation of
I don't know. I feel like she's playing two roles in a way. She's the demon on the side of the bed during that scene of like a sleep paralysis, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like she's also Abel's inner self, because when she goes through those songs, when she says like, "What about blinding lights?" That's Abel's like self is saying like, "Hey, what happened here? Why were you being toxic here? What is causing this self-destructive, character of yourself?"
Behavior.
He never
this
answered
behavior. He never answered it, but he knew what it was. And at the end, what he was singing, he was apologizing to everyone, to his exes, to his own mom as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was like a self-reflection. In a sense, what
I think to himself as well. He was saying sorry to himself.
Yeah. But anything else we have?
I feel like
it's a big topic.
Yeah.
It feels like more and more. Again, the more we hear people on the internet and like, not reviews, but I guess explainers.
Yeah.
I feel like the more in depth people try to like, oh, so that's what it means, and I feel like it's like Inception in a way, people that don't like to think while watching a movie, that just want to see a movie and let everything itself get explained.
You're not gonna like it.
You're not gonna like this movie. But if you're a thrill-seeking guy, and you're willing to like put in the mindful work and how everything is stacked up in the movie, you're gonna love this movie, and you're still gonna be thinking about it after. And if you're a Weeknd fan, those pieces are just gonna fall in place right away. Yeah.
Pisses me off how some people are like, It was okay. It was boring. It had nothing to do. Like, okay, honey,
I do have to agree. I might get hate for this.
Oh.
This movie does not have a plot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does feel like that sometimes.
It does not have a plot.
Can I say something? And this is what I told my friend because, I went with the movies with my friend. I told her, it felt like a long-ass music video.
I was going to fucking say the same thing.
Yeah, that does make sense.
Yeah.
That's a good insight for sure.
Yeah. All right, so I think we're coming to the end of the episode. I think we gotta go ahead and go to scores, or does anybody have anything else?
I feel like I do.
Go ahead.
Will you ever watch this again? Or will you recommend this movie to someone else?
That's a
I would.
fucking hard one.
I would just to kind of look at my theories. It's like having a test that you don't know nothing about. They teach you the actual subject, and then when you take the test again, you're like, okay, this is what it means, blah, blah, blah. I would watch it again completely, and I feel like I would watch it in a different eyes. And even better, I feel like at the second time, I probably would catch more stuff that the writers for the movie try to...
little Easter eggs.
Little Easter eggs, because now I know that Jane Ortega is not really a super fan. She's 100% a spirit, or a self-portrayal of Abel. So now I'm gonna keep an eye of like, okay, what does inner self Abel want us to know, or what does Lee want us to know about the industry, like things like that. So I feel like I would, if I were to go back to the movies, I would be learning even more things and looking within more open eyes.
Yeah, I think for me it's different. I wouldn't recommend it to just anybody. Like, I wouldn't say, hey, Mom, go watch this movie. It's great. You're going to love it. I think if anything, if anything, I would just tell, like, people that are fans of The Weeknd. Like, hey, have you seen the Weeknd movie since you're a Weeknd fan? No? Go watch it. You're going to love it. But a person that's just walking down the street, doesn't know anything about movies, doesn't know anything about The Weeknd, I don't think so. I don't think they're going to like it. I don't think I'm going to recommend it to them. As to watch it again... Maybe I'd watch it again, just like Juan said, just to catch new things, but nothing past 2 times, I think. Yeah. What about you, Fatima?
Can I say, I actually told my mom this because she asked me like, oh, like how was the movie, and I was like, it's actually quite good because obviously like I'm a fan, so I know, like, and I've heard like his whole album. I like it. It was really good, but if I will watch it again, no, I won't watch it again. But I will recommend it to another Weeknd fan. I will. Okay. But I don't know. We're all different. We're all different fans. Like we all have like our own level of like
rewatchability.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean I've seen on social media where some diehard Weeknd fans aren't liking the movie.
Really?
And I get it. They probably just don't like it. And they probably don't, and maybe they're fake Weeknd fans. We don't know. There's so many out there.
Or maybe their expectations were super high.
I was gonna say
they got them from. But like, yeah.
But I do have one more thing before we go to scores.
Okay.
And I know we all 3 of us have heard the Weeknd album.
Hell yeah.
And we know that the Weeknd made the movie first, right? Would it have been better to get the movie first and then the album? Or did you like it how the album came out first?
I like how the album came out.
No, I'm sorry. I actually like how the album came out first. Because obviously, if I would have seen like the movie first, I would have zero idea what the
yeah, absolutely. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Because I've been hearing that. I've been hearing the opposite from people too.
Really?
But I'm with you guys. I think the album coming out first was a good idea.
Yeah. Because, well, it does give you a base of what's to come.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
All right then. Yeah. So I think we're ready to go to scores, guys. I will probably let Juan give the score first because you are the fan, the mega fan, the super fan. So Juan Jimenez, what is your score?
Oh my gosh, this is embarrassing. As a fan of The Weeknd and his work, and me listening to everything he's put out there, which Fatima kind of introduced me to The Weeknd when we were little.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for some reason I became a bigger fan. Just based on the lore, of the movie, who made it, the acting, but mostly just the material that hides so many Easter eggs, because we love consuming little Easter eggs. We look at the little stuff. I was really content with this movie as a fan, so this will be a fandom score. I'm gonna give it an 81.
Wow. Okay.
Oh wow. Okay. Wow. Yeah. Okay. I genuinely thought it was gonna be higher.
Well, I mean, no. We have to be truthful. It feels like an indie film. I know Lionsgate picked it up, but it just still felt a little bit indie. And
we say indie, but is it also low budget, you think? I don't think it's low budget.
I don't think
why
low
does it
budget.
feel
Low
indie
budget.
then? Why does it feel indie?
It just feels.
I think because of like the burning house.
Maybe.
Maybe, I don't know. It just felt a little bit indie, and then obviously a little bit of like Abel. I don't know how I feel about Abel acting, but I think he should be given a chance. I feel like this is one of the chances, and I hope Abel continues to act and maybe get some acting lessons.
Maybe.
But I feel like he should have a different role. No more being a dick. No more being like this, wannabe gangster kind of acting. He needs a good role, and I don't think he's and I don't think he's been able to redeem himself, to be honest. And for that's why 81 should be, to my expectations as a fan. I think 81 is a fair score.
Okay.
I'm actually different.
Fatima?
I actually will give it 85. This is the number I had since I got out. 85%.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
85%.
85%. Because I wasn't mad about his acting, or I think I was more attached to, like, how could I say it? The rhythm of the movie was good. The rhythm of it was, yes, it was quick, but then sometimes it was a bit slow. But I felt like it was slow in necessary, like, areas, which I like.
The pacing fluctuated.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And for me, I think it was fine. I was never like, oh my god, when is this scene gonna end or something like that? No. So and the music was amazing. I think the cinematography was excellent.
Yeah,
I do have to. Yeah,
the face.
Amazing.
Oh yeah,
like
those were good.
Especially like when they were like filming like the concert, it felt like I was in there, and I swear I was like this close. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I actually cried. I cried like 3 times in the movie.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm not a crier, but I am crying. Like, I did cry because it was at sometimes because I also sometimes felt, I think, like a bit of how he felt, especially like
you can relate.
I could relate because far away from the family, obviously, because I live in Germany and I'm alone.
Yeah.
And it does get to you, like the very dark ideas, and because I also suffered from like sleep paralysis, so I know exactly what he's going through. So it's a bit difficult to see that movie if you could relate to The Weeknd, and I think a bit too much.
His problems.
Yeah. So I feel like watch it with precaution.
Okay.
Like just anyone that's been having like suicidal thoughts, always watch with precaution. But 85, I think it's a perfect score for me.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Are you under general audience or fandom, Hunter?
Oh, honey, I'm a fan. Hell yeah. I'm a fan. What are you talking about?
Cool. So that leaves
Albin me. I would be general audience. I love The Weeknd. He's a great artist. He's a great music maker, great writer. I think the only bad thing about this movie for me would just be Abel and his acting techniques. A little bit of maybe just things being too dark sometimes, things being very melodramatic, and there's moments where it just feels so night and day in the movie. Yeah, there's great things about this movie. The music is amazing. Obviously, we heard the album so many times that every time a song came up, we know what the song is about. We know where this is going, and that helped a lot. Cinematography wise, it looks amazing. The close shots when the house gets burned, moments when things are just happening and it's crazy. It looks fucking great. But
Boo!
The Weeknd cannot be acting in these movies, acting like a tough guy. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. The Weeknd's okay. He does need to improve, but he's okay. Movie wise, it's just one of those things where you can't be perfect, so it's okay. For me, my score is actually going to be lower than both of you guys.
Oh no.
Yeah, of course. Okay.
I'm going to be giving Hurry Up Tomorrow a 77.
Okay, I'm not mad.
I'm not mad at that.
No, I'm not mad.
Okay.
And I was actually expecting you to say like 50.
I'm like he's gonna do a 37.
Yeah. No. No, 77 is probably the best score as a general audience. And this is just a person that like somewhat listens to his music. Not every day, not like every moment. I don't watch every music video. This is just someone that's like, oh. Yeah, he's good, and that's it.
Are you like mocking me right now, Albin? Because I hear it every day.
Hey, that's you. Too. That's you. I love Juice WRLD. I listen to that guy every fucking day. So like we all got our stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if my score is 77, Juan's score is 81, and Fatima's score is 85.
Hey.
We did all the math, and we are going to be meeting right at 81% for Hurry Up Tomorrow.
Yeah. Wait, hold up. There's a plane coming over.
Oh no.
Give him a second.
That's my ride, bitch. Let's go.
That's my ride. Oh man.
Yeah. Wait, can I say something? Right. Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Who else got scared by the jump scare?
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah, I got
scared. Like my friend was right beside me, and she like you disappeared, and I was on the ground in seconds.
Oh man.
All right. Well, we'd like to thank Fatima for collaborating with us on this one.
Yeah.
Hopefully we hear another movie and her insights.
Hell yeah! As I'm an ambassador here in Berlin, Germany.
But hey, maybe we'll rate the Weeknd's concert one of these days. I don't know.
But I think you guys will see it first than me, because here it's only 2026. So.
Oh. Gotcha.
One more thing.
What's up?
Go ahead.
One more thing. Goodbye to the Weeknd. It was a good ride, good journey, and I hope great things. And I'm excited for the next chapter.
Me too.
All right, bye.
Very well said, Fatima. All right, so we are going to be ending it there. Thank you guys for listening. Make sure to go to our website at thefinalpop.com where you can review Hurry Up Tomorrow as well.
And don't forget to follow us on Instagram at thefinalpop.
Thank you guys for listening, and as always, stay entertained.
Yeah.
Great. That's going to be fun to clip later.